Well, hello, internet friends, and welcome to Tier Fun. I am Andrew, your guide through Modern. Hope you guys had a great Halloween, if you celebrate Halloween. Spent mine watching old horror movies. It was fun. But anyways, I am here to play Magic, not talk movies. So this is a Niv-Mizzet deck I've been fiddling with. People have been asking me for my first take on an actual Niv-Mizzet deck, not just shoving Niv-Mizzet in the sideboard of every blue-red deck I play. This deck is built 100% around Niv-Mizzet. Started off as a dragons build. We were heavy on dragons. We had Scorns in the main deck, Silumgar Scorn, and I don't know. I just didn't love it. So we were at 4 Sarkons, 4 Niv-Mizzets, and I think we also had 4. We had 4 of those, the 4-mana dragon, its name escapes me, and a couple of Storm Breaths or Thundermaw Hellkites. I found Sarkon was great, but I didn't love the dedicated dragons build. So then I've kind of tilted it to be more of a blue-red control list. That's game plan is to delay the game, accrue value, and keep the board as clear as possible. So that when Niv-Mizzet hits, we hopefully just win the game. I was on 0 Sarkons for a while, but Sarkon enables our biggest broken start. In fact, the brokest thing the brokest thing we can do. Turn 1 Ancestral Vision, turn 3 Sarkon, turn 4 Niv-Mizzet, and then have Ancestral Vision come off with Niv-Mizzet and Sarkon in play. It's crazy when that happens. That's only happened a few times. Obviously, it's not going to happen every game. We were only running 2 Sarkons, but I like to preserve that very explosive start. The 4 Cryptics are vital in this deck. Remand. We need Remand over a harder counterspell just to keep the cards flowing. This deck, especially once we untap with Niv-Mizzet, we want instant speed, so Serum Vision's kind of a nombo, but Serum Vision also, basically when we untap with cantrips, it's almost like you can't lose. In fact, most of the time, unless there's something crazy happening, you win if you untap with Niv-Mizzet. That's the game plan. If the deck does that, the deck works. I expected to have to make more shifts. In fact, I wanted to add probably a roast or maybe even something to deal with the bigger threats. But I found just Snapcaster Cryptic Command is good enough at delaying the game. And Niv-Mizzet comes down and shuts the door. It's been a lot of fun. I'm hoping we can get some good matches here today. I do want to hope to play against Blue-White Control. I haven't played against Blue-White Control yet. Niv-Mizzet itself, uncounterable, great against counter magic. But against, I think the weakest deck, the best deck against this particular build is a deck that has access to 4 paths and 4 Snapcaster mages. Because as you can see, we're very threat light. We tend to want to, we're trying to beat 1-for-1 removal decks with basically every single one of our cards beats it. And we're hoping to accrue enough value with Ancestral Vision that we can beat grindy decks. It's where you can deal with our Niv-Mizzets 1-for-1 with paths. That's when I'm scariest. The scariest opponent is that. I haven't played against that yet, but that's kind of why we have the sideboard Storm Breath Dragon. Storm Breath is the best against the path decks, and Storm Breath comes in basically whenever we're bringing in the 4 Scorns. As you've noticed, we're running 4 Scorns in the sideboard. 4 Scorn, and 7 years ago I built this deck. No, we're not going to get through a big Abraham Lincoln thing. But anyways, typically I like to have counter magic out of the sideboard, more counter magic out of the sideboard for my blue-red decks. In this deck, we can actually support, we probably can only support 3 Scorns. 4 has been fine. With 6 dragons post board, that turns in, that's using Karsten's math. I should link that article, Frank Karsten's math, Silumgar Scorn, Dragons article from back, I don't know, not Dragon's Maze, but back in the cons block, he did some stuff. I'm rambling. Anyways, his numbers said that with 6 dragons, you can expect to have a dragon in your hand 60% of the time on the draw. Now, Silumgar Scorn is great in that situation anyways. Ideally, we probably want 8 to bump it up to 72 if we were running, if we really needed these scorns to go off. But the game plan really here is we just need counterspells out of the sideboard. The upside of a counter, of just straight up counterspell, is good enough that I've been fine bringing it in, especially when we bring in the Storm Breaths. Basically, when we want to be able to untap, and if we have, after an Ancestral Vision, maybe we have one in hand, and then we can protect Niv from one path, and that usually does the trick. This deck, I have decked myself twice, actually, and lost to it. So I'm not sure, this isn't, I don't think this is a final build yet, but this is, honestly, like I said, I expected to have to refine it more, but I keep getting into very competitive games of Magic against a wide variety of decks, and that's usually a sign that there's something going on here. I don't think it's perfect, but I think it's good enough to record, show you guys what's up. Maybe you guys have some tips or tricks. You have some ideas for other cards we should use. The sideboard is very, very straightforward. It's the Dragon package. It's the anti-graveyard package. It's also for Dredge, because Dredge is very good, and I want to be prepared for it. And this is great against go-wide strategies, which we're also weak against. So this is another thing I expected to change, but this has been good enough. As I said earlier, we are weak to an early Tarmogoyf or an early Delve threat. Delve threats aren't quite as damaging because we can unsummon them with Cryptic Command, but that is an early Tarmogoyf backed up by kind of a bum draw on our end is going to spell doom for us a lot of the time. So we should probably, I've been in a bad habit of not packing Tarmogoyf Hate, and in fact this should probably just be Ral-Z. It's not Ral-Z because if you have a Niv-Mizzet and a Keranos in play, Niv-Mizzet wakes up Keranos, and Keranos is a 6/5 indestructible creature that can be pathed. That hasn't happened yet, but it is. I've ended the game. It's in there for the memes. Ral-Z, the new Ral-Z is probably just straight up better. It's a removal spell. It's a card advantage engine. Removal spell for something like Tarmogoyf. Anyways, that's long deck tech. Let's get in. Let's have some fun matches. Let's go. Brown water. Oh. Here we are with another game with the old Niv-Mizzet the deck. Not hyper exciting, but we have 2 cantrips, Sarkhan, blue and red mana. I'll take it. Are we playing against mono red? Simian Spear Guide into Chalice of the Void? No. Blood Moon. Okay, that's fine. That actually is better for us in this situation because this comes into play untap next turn. Let's Serum Visions. Better on turn 1 because it sets up our future draws. I think we want neither of these things against turn 1 Blood Moon. We're also looking for lands. Opponent has 2 cards in hand, and we have a Remand. So if they don't have anything too gnarly this turn, I like our odds. Okay, looks like they don't. Sweet. So turn 1 Blood Moon, or turn 0 Blood Moon. Turn 1 Blood Moon on the play, really powerful thing to be doing. Unless your opponent has a lot of basics. I don't actually even care about Ensnaring Bridge, but I'm just going to try to cycle through my deck here. We don't have to attack to win, especially with Niv-Mizzet. Though Niv-Mizzet, I guess with the Sarkhan down, it won't be that hard to cast. But I assume it's going to be a little bit hard to cast. We are going to discard this Cryptic because we're pretty far away from it. Okay. 4. Yeah, we can just cast Niv-Mizzet next turn. Kind of awesome. So we're pretty good. As long as we have at least 1 island, we're pretty good against these Turbo Blood Moon prison decks. Thanks to Sarkhan, my main man. This might actually just get a concession here. We got to make sure to hit blue. Okay, we did it. That was the hardest part of this game. All right. Opponent, I don't think has a way to deal with this outside of casting spells. 2 bolts, I guess. They only have 1 card in hand, though. 2 bolts would actually be pretty savage, but we can just draw into another land, play Keranos. Karn's pretty good. Karn's actually quite good here. They can have, let's see, reveal opponent, choose one, and then put that card in your hand. You can have another Karn. So this is 1 damage, 3, 4. Yeah, this should be enough to, especially with the Sarkhan triggers. This is, you know, a little bit of a combo here. Discard the second Sarkhan. Let's opt. Deal some damage there. We can discard that next turn for value. We don't need this opt. Looking for island. Oh, we might discard that instead. And now... I guess I should have cast Electrolyze other than opt. That would have been a slightly more efficient use of my mana. But we're still in pretty great position here. So opponent has another Karn in hand, but I'm not, as you can see, we can deal with a Karn a turn, and that's all they can do currently. I'm much more worried about double bolt on Niv-Mizzet, though I'm less worried about it now that we have Sarkhan and another Niv-Mizzet. So we're going to save this Niv-Mizzet. We're going to get rid of this Vision, even though it's a pretty fun way to fill up the opponent's hand full of when they have an Ensnaring Bridge out. Did they minus? Yeah, they minused. All right, so 1. Not that it matters. We don't need any of our spells to resolve, so we don't really even care about this Chalice of the Void. Let's get rid of the Ancestral Vision. Looking for lands. Been a little bit unlucky with this land situation. Just doing my Niv thing. Not particularly worried about what our opponent can do to us. I don't think they can remove Sarkhan and Niv-Mizzet in the same turn, and that's the only way we can't get down another Niv-Mizzet. We also have another Bolt. We've got Snapcaster. Things are going good. Doing our Niv thing. Ooh, we have to discard. I think we're going to be spending our blue mana on our turn. Though I guess I'd rather... I'm going to be casting only 1 blue spell a turn, likely. So let's just get rid of the opt. We might hold up Remand for their turn. So here they're probably going to cast the Chalice of the Void. If they do... binning the opt because of Chalice of the Void is another reason to bin the opt. Chalice of the Void for 1, so let's bolt them. This just accelerates the clock. It's not, like I said, we don't really need any of these spells to resolve. This we can discard. Doing Niv's work here. Not God's work. We're doing Niv's work. All right, another land. Wish it was an island, but beggars can't be choosers. No reason to ultimate. I will. Goodbye, Cryptic. Dome you for 1. And yeah, we're gonna hold up Remand. We could 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could just play Keranos here, but I don't really see a reason to. Holding up Remand or Snap Bolt, I think, is a little better. Rabbleman, they played a land, so let's just Remand it. Opponent is literally in Niv-Mizzet hell here. There's not much they can do. We drew an Anger of the Gods too, so if this Rabblemaster somehow goes off the hook, off the chain here, we could have just ultimated there and have blockers forever, but no reason. We'll get rid of this Tarn. We need islands more than mana at this point. And with that in mind, do we do anything here? Could just cast Electrolyze looking for another island. We'll just pass. We can Electrolyze the Gabo when it comes down. We have 2 bolts. I guess we should keep the Snapcaster then. So we'll get rid of Remand. I'm sure they have another land in hand. Sure. Just squeezing the life out of our opponent, one spell at a time. We can't block. I mean, we can block, actually. It's not the end of the world to block. Ah, second blue source. That's phenomenal. Definitely bolting on end step. It gets countered, but it doesn't matter. 1 mana, draw a card, deal a damage. Fine by me. That's value. So yeah, this is kind of the blueprint. Obviously, most of the time your opponent will do more than this opponent has, but I mean, they did a lot. It's just their turn 1 Blood Moon wasn't good enough on the play because we had Island. Island really best card in Magic, right? We can discard this one. Another great thing about Niv-Mizzet is that Roast doesn't deal with it, so these red decks actually don't have many outs to it. Snapcaster Mage, targeting Lightning Bolt, GG. Yep. All right. Well, that went exactly like we'd want it to. Sideboard though. Sideboard's interesting. Because I'm pretty sure we want these Scorns. But I don't think there's really much we want to take out. I guess we can take out and Serum Visions. Ancestral Vision is for 0. Is actually a pretty good target for a Chalice. But if they put a Chalice on 0, that means our 1-drops are fine. So I think our counterspells are great. I'm going to get rid of Serum Visions. I think I also want these. Usually, like I said, in the deck tech, they come in almost universally when we've got Scorns coming in, but not always. 2 cuts. Cryptic is going to be hard to cast. So we're going to go down on 2. Keranos, another card that we could probably cut. It really just... Alright, oof. So this hand's awesome if we draw lands on top. I think we have to. I think we got to keep this. Okay. We can afford to miss a few land drops, but not many. If we get a red mana right spell, if we get a red land off the top, we're going to be in business. If we do not, we will not. Just 1 lightning bolt's all we really need. Okay. Well, there's a lightning bolt. We don't need 2. What do we discard? I think we have to discard lightning bolt. As awful as that sounds. Okay. We need a red mana. Red mana. Red mana. This card is quite good if we can't get rid of it. Oh, no. Oh, no. Goodbye, Niv. So we... Opponent hasn't... Ooh. Another Scab Clan? Yeah. So now we need 2 red sources and an Anger of the Gods coming up. So this needs to be a red source. It's not. So we're just dead. Obviously not the best keep. I don't think it's the worst keep either. We really only needed to get to 2 lands. We had 22 lands left. That's totally fine. The only card that cuts off is Scorn. Actually makes Anger of the Gods more likely to be cast. Sadly, this is going to kill us, though. Boop. Boop. Like I said, I don't hate it. Sometimes you gotta roll the dice. If you mulligan that hand, I think that's totally fine. We're gonna attempt to kill ourselves, but actually the Scab clans are gonna kill us. Like, you probably, if you're risk averse, you mulligan that hand. I like rolling the dice every now and then, especially when it's a turn in Ancestral Vision, and the rest of the hand is just gangbusters against the deck we're playing against. If we had ripped this red source, even if they had this Scab clan afterwards, we're still at, I don't know, 4, 5, 6. And we had the other bolt. So as the game played out, we would have been fine if we had even if we'd only ripped 1 land. We'd probably still lose because we didn't rip that many lands, but c'est la vie. Seeing Scab Clan makes me want to bring in Anger. But over what? Maybe 1 Electrolyze? Maybe 2 Electrolyzes. It makes us weaker to the Rabble Man, but only slightly. Much better hand. We're going to lead on Tarn. Fetching a basic island is what we really want to be doing. But if they, for some reason, have a boltable target on turn 1, so be it. They do not. Sweet. This is a hand that is much weaker to Chalice, so we do have to be on the lookout for that. But there's not much we can do about it. Another Snapcaster I think is fine here. Remand. Sure. I think we have to fetch Island here. Maybe not. Yeah, I'm gonna fetch Island. It does mean we can't Sarkhan. Yeah, I'm not gonna fetch Island actually. They can have this next turn. Yeah, this is fine. So Bolt Snap Bolt is our game plan, as you can see. Rabbleman, you resolve. Whoa, that was a loud noise. Oh, I pressed F2. Okay, this is real bad. Yeah, so we're gonna let this happen. I meant to just bolt there, but we're gonna Snapcaster targeting Opt. Take 1, that's fine. This is a reason. Ooh, another bolt. Well, in that case, I think there's no reason for us to take 1. That's a reason to not remand the ritual. I just wanted to cycle through my deck, which is the reason I did it. So now we will bolt. But usually their rituals are spent just to accelerate things. I mean, that's what rituals do, right? But if you get them to commit more cards, it's usually better. So now in this situation, if they ritual, I think we let it resolve and we'll just remand what they cast. Which is probably what we should have done last turn. Ballista for 2. Sure, we'll remand that. Another remand, that's pretty good. So we get to Opt here. When we draw a lot of remands, this deck feels really great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. The 5th land. I guess we do need it. Scorn. 4 Scorn and 7 years ago. Scavenger Grounds. Well, Snapcaster just got worse. Ritual, yeah, they're going to just go for a bigger ballista here. We get to scorn them. Ooh, much bigger ballista. 4, 5, 6, 7. So this does mean we actually can't scorn because they have 1 mana floating. Oh, no, here we go. Oh. Now, all right, well, let's snap remand. And hopefully they have a land next turn. I mean, we can just keep remanding, I suppose. It's not the end of the world. But obviously we wanna score in it. This is pretty good. Ooh. Okay. Well, now we can't get overrun by creatures. Ooh, so close. Oh, so close. Let's see if they have a bolt. No bolt. Okay. All right, land. Oh, here it comes. I guess it doesn't matter because we drew the dragon. So Scorn got there. A braid. I don't think we care. Interesting that they went for a braid there. A braid pass. So I guess they're just holding up Scavenger Grounds. Well, it worked. I could have remanded the Abrade because I really do need this land. I guess I don't need it. I just really want it. So, do we remand again? I think this time we can scorn. No reason to reveal. I guess there is a reason to reveal. Because they could have a Spirit Guide in hand. If they have a Spirit Guide in hand, we just got trying to hide this Niv-Mizzet. Oh, come on! Alright, so opponent probably had absolutely nothing in hand. What are we drawing next turn? Storm Breath, which I guess we just slam, considering how baked our hand is. I don't think that's a phrase. We would not have got there for a couple more turns on the land, but obviously we had this game well in hand. Remands. Ooh, remands plus scorn. Scorn you. I really do appreciate these scorns out of the sideboard. Like I said in the deck tag, not the biggest fan of the main. But post board, especially against matches where Counterspell is good, I'm very happy about these scorns. All right, let's get to another match. Here we are for another match with the Niv Man, Niv-Mizzet. We're on the play, and we have an interesting hand. We have a lot of 2-landers. I feel like with 22 lands, we should be getting more. But we'll keep. We're just going to lead on Fumarole. We have early interaction, so we're not really looking for much to round out this hand besides just lands. So this opting on turn 1 isn't, I don't think it's worth the 2 damage here. Opponent's mulliganing. Every time someone mulligans to 5, I automatically assume they're on Tron. And this is a decent hand against Tron. We have Remand and Cryptic Command. And we have our Niv-Mizzet. But it's a lot better against Mono Blue Tron, I'll tell you that. Niv-Mizzet, ooh, so good against Mono Blue Tron. Not the biggest. If that deck is huge in your meta, I implore you. I basically am begging you to play Niv-Mizzet. It is so good against Mono Blue Tron. I played against it a few times in testing, and oh my god. So I can't lose. It's also, I feel like I've said this already, but it's also quite good against Storm pre-board. It's still good post-board, but not obviously the end of game. The endo game. We're remanding anything that happens here. Devoted Druid, okay. Looking for a lightning bolt. Devoted Druid Company. So we've got to be on the lookout for the Druid combo and Collected Company, etc. Cryptic Command's pretty good against this deck. We'll need another Remand or a Bolt here, though, ideally. I'll opt. Fourth land is good, too, but we're looking for Bolt. Still looking for Bolt. We will take 2 here and Ancestral Vision. I am now that we didn't get the Bolt, I'm wishing we had that land. So, in comes Druid. They didn't have a 1-drop on turn 1, so let's see if they drew one. They did not. We could very easily just rip our 1 of Anger of the Gods here and feel like geniuses. We do not. We do get a land. Yeah, we're shocking. Because we have 2 cryptics, I don't know what I want to do. Counter bounce, probably, but I might just bounce draw. Let's see if they just go to the end step here. Opponent could try to get frisky. Well, this screams Collected Company, huh? I think we're just going to unsummon draw. I don't want to... I guess we don't have to. So let's just wait. Oh, this is so tempting. We have Remand to protect us, but we might just straight up lose. So here's the Collected Company. I think I should have so counter return. I think I should have just bounced on their end step. I guess that would have played into a company and they could have gone off. I guess making infinite mana on their end step isn't the end of the world for us specifically. All right, so we fought through a company. They have a Druid and a Pilgrim. So Anger of the Gods still quite good. This Township could actually get us too. We've got to be very aware of this. In fact, I really would like a Lightning Bolt here. This is still, what, a couple of turns away, right? So next turn it comes off. Okay, there's a Bolt. Because of this Bolt, and our Remand, I am safe to Serum Visions here. Another Bolt and a Sarkhan. We will Bolt here. Pass the turn. Remanding almost anything. Let's see if they play anything, though. If they hold up mana again, I'm going to be tempted to wait for this Cryptic Command. All right, we can remand this. Since Witnesses, let's see, Witness, they have 3 mana. 3, 4, 5. Next turn, they can at most have 6 mana. Assuming they have a land here. Assuming they don't have a land here. Okay. Alright, so Vision's coming off. Feeling great. Always yield. Ooh, I love drawing cards. If you can build a deck that can reliably survive until Visions comes off, Visions is phenomenal in Modern right now. I'm just gonna say it. We are bolting here just to keep up. Well, we're not bolting. I want to play this Visions. We don't have a remand. What's the worst that could happen next turn? Let's... all right. We're going to be responsible adults. Suspend a vision and pass. So many things we could have done there. Well, we could have just bolted, visioned, just relied on it. But I really don't want this collected company to get out of the graveyard or resolve. So counter... draw. So they play their land. The most they can do is play... They have 3 mana this turn at tops. If we draw an untapped mana source, I will just be Keranosing here. Keranos with Lightning Bolt up. If we do not... is Keranos still the end of the world here? I think it's better to try to set up a Niv-Mizzet here. We'll hold up Bolt in case of shenanigans. I think we're getting rid of the Serum Visions. Because I do want to play a land in case we don't draw one here. Well, guess we'll just keep suspending those. So if the game somehow goes longer than next turn, when we can just slam a Niv-Mizzet with Keranos and Lightning Bolt and Electrolyze up, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Not Keranos. Sarkon mana. 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. If they don't attack here, that means they have Cryptic Command. Or sorry, that means they have Collected Company. So we just bolt here. Get rid of any unfortunate potential. And that should actually seal the game. Ooh, okay, so they didn't go for the... I guess there's no reason to go for company there, though we were tapped out. Is this coming off? No, there's no way it's coming off. If they go for it now, they're going to be very sad. Okay, they do not. That's coming off 2 turns from now, so let's just get this dragon down, huh? With remand up. Red, red. Blue, red. Blue, blue. There's a new dragon in town. Mm-hmm. So they should cast it now. They do not, which means they don't have it. So they're just representing... I guess, you know, not everyone's played against Niv-Mizzet, especially if you only play Modern. They should have... The ideal play is to cast your spells with this on the stack, so there's a small chance they just let it resolve without thinking about it. But I'm just going to say they don't have it. And if they do have it, we can remand it and bolt it, or ping it with the Niv-Mizzet trigger. Opponent's doing the... pretty much what everyone does in Modern. Whenever you cast Niv-Mizzet, there's always a big pause like, oh, am I about to lose to Niv-Mizzet? Well, let's let the trigger resolve first. Bolt it. I don't know why I say bolt it. Ping it. Remand. So this is likely get a concession. Oh, and a lightning bolt. Still had all these. So I will say, in general, blue-red decks tend to be decent to good, decent to great against these green-white decks. So it's not like this Niv-Mizzet version is doing anything different, anything too different than it would otherwise. You can kind of just plug and play whatever blue-red finisher you want here. But man, does it just slam the door a lot harder, I feel like. And you don't have to run, Renegade Rallier, getting back Eternal Witness. Oh, they didn't fetch, so never mind. That would have been good. This we can get back that. No, could have got back Devoted Druid, though. All right, well, now we're about to about to go off. This is next turn? Ah, unfortunate. So opponent's likely going to concede. Yeah, dang it. Opponent's going to concede before those can come off. But we were about to just go off. Oh my god, look at all these spells. Look at all these spells. Still had all these. So we're going to just bring in the Anger of the Gods and go down on 2 Serum Visions. And I think that's pretty much it. We could bring in Storm Breaths. They're pretty good against their entire deck. What would I bring them in again instead of? Keranos is good too, though. Yeah, I think I prefer Keranos against this particular build, if only because it can help clean up the battlefield, whereas Storm Breath is just good at blocking and attacking. Do I want Storm Breath over Serum Visions or Silumgar Scorn at all? I'm not too worried about it. Against creature-based decks, I like the 3 Anger of the Gods typically over Silumgar Scorn. Collected Company can still get us, but I think we're just fine as is. We may reevaluate depending on how this game goes. This is a fine enough hand. Well, yeah, I'm going to keep it. Doesn't have a turn 1 play. Opponent kept 6, put a card on top, as long as they don't have a turn 1 accelerate. Oh, Bolt? No. All right. So it's pretty decent for opponent. We haven't electrolyzed to clean up anything as long as things don't get too out of hand this turn. Oop. Okay. Well, we could lose next turn if we don't draw Bolt. All right. We're opting because we need a Bolt right now. Otherwise, we'd Serum Visions or maybe even Ancestral. There's an extremely small chance. I guess not extremely small, but there's a decent enough chance that we're just alive next turn anyways. But I think if you play Naked Druid on turn 2, opponent. Okay, no Keranos. That to me, this signals that they have it. But it looks like we don't have it. So let's Serum Visions and just hope we're not dead. Bottom. All right. So we have Electrolyze is fine enough next turn, assuming we're not dead here. Oh, green-white. Okay, well, they have infinite mana. So we're going to let them show us a win con. Running that 2 mana, obviously Walking Ballista. GG. Walking Ballista, the other one looks like they there's a creature that searches for creatures. Chord of Calling 4/2, that should do it. So we'll see it here. Yep. In general, even if your opponent says GG in chat, I don't like if you're in paper. I would just say, hey, do you have a Duskwatch Recruiter in hand? And they'd show me the Duskwatch, and I'd concede. Online, I got no problem with people waiting to see a win con for situations like this. Oh god, but these. Oh, I guess not. Tempted to bring the Scorns in. Because that's how we lose. And if we had a Scorn there, we would have been fine. So say I bring the Scorns in over 2 more Serum Visions. Suppose we could go down on Ancestral too. Card, we don't really need the card advantage here. Something like this. I do need to find a spot for these dragons though. One. Don't hate it. So we're a little bit more top heavy than I like to be in this situation. Okay, we're gonna mulligan this one. Ugh. We have a deck chock full of answers for their stuff, but we're just not drawing it. If opponent mulligans, I think I will mulligan as well. We do have a scry here. Sarkhan can help us dig. Just one piece of removal and I can keep this though. I think I do. I think I do keep. I hate this hand though, so maybe I shouldn't. All right, so we have 4 bolts, 3 Anger of the Gods, 2 electrolyzes. So 9 out of 54. That's 1 in 5, right? No, 5 is 45. So 1 in 6. Oh, I don't love those odds, especially without any cyclers. Yeah, this hand really does nothing. I think we mulligan it. Even if one of these cards was an opt, I would keep it. Just being able to see two extra cards. Opponent has a tester too. Or if one of these Snapcasters were remand. I guess remand also works. So 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Scorn? Does Scorn work? I don't think so. All right, opponent. If opponent takes much longer here, well, okay. We will mulligan, and we can keep this. This is a functional 5. Pretty dang good 5, actually. Yeah, we'll keep the land. We know we're drawing the land next turn, and we're fine with it, so we're not going to opt here. But if we don't opt here, that means we're not opting next turn, or probably even the turn after that, so I think we have to opt. I guess we could opt the turn after. Yeah. Alright, I don't hate that. Opponent, no 1-drop. That's awesome for us. If we get to Scorn a 2-drop here, considering all their 2-drops are very, very integral to their combo, we definitely do it. If they don't have anything, then we do get to opt here. Looking for a lightning bolt. Another Scorn, eh? I think we keep it. Shocking. Thank you for Electrolyze. Okay, this has been a good 5. We have a whole lot of top end that we could have drawn there. Mulliganing in this deck is not where you really want to be, especially down to 5. So if you start not drawing lands, we have 4, 5, 6 6 5-drops post board currently, and we typically have at least 5. Sweet. We do nothing. Just looking, hoping to draw a land. Ooh, opponent did not have 6. Okay. I mean, our hand's fine. We're obviously looking for lands, but the hand is fine. So opponent's going to try to take us off of mana here. Sure. We'll get the red source. It does put us away from Cryptic, but that's fine with me. So opponent either needed double green or just wanted to do something with their mana. Sure. If they play... I assume this is, yeah, Bird's Pass. So we're going to take the opportunity here to electrolyze. They're missing a land. All right, we drew a land. That's good. Snapcaster Mage. Okay. We're looking good here. I was very nervous. I hate mulliganing to 5. Your win percentage is not great the more you mulligan. Thankfully, our opponent mulliganed 2 and they didn't have an early start. Do I snap opt here? No. We'll pass. Now we can snap electrolyze. Expecting a collected company here. So Scorn gets the first company. Awesome. Boop. Casting stuff on curve. 2 mana Force Spike, taste it. So now we have Scorn again if they go for another company. Otherwise, it's Remand. Oh, wow. Yeah, we're remanding. Just trying to get deeper into our deck. Okay, now anything we draw is live. Opponent had no 1-drops. Cascade Bluffs, eh? So this turn we let them company. Yes? I might just remand again. I think remand is fine. Do I snap remand though? Maybe. Maybe I do. I think I do snap remand. Which, if we're snap remanding... Yeah, no, we're going to keep... especially since they're 1 land behind us. 2 lands behind us. I guess currently they're 1 land behind us. They could draw another land next turn. Since they're land behind us, I don't hate just sending them to remand town. And we get to add to the board. Oh, interesting. Snap. Okay. Next turn. So if they don't do anything here, we don't do anything. I guess we could snap opt. Yeah, we'll do that. It's not the highest value play. Okay, they are going to play the Snapcaster Mage. If they don't do anything, we would have snap opted just because that... If they do nothing, knowing they have Eternal Witness, I clicked on opt. All right, well, that was dumb of me. I wanted to remand. I just said snap opt, and I automatically did that. Talking and playing is not recommended. Bottom that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we will remand. Not the most efficient turn of my life. But it gets the job done, especially if they don't draw land. Okay. So they likely have path. So I think we just wait a turn. We're going to Niv-Mizzet with Scorn. Now, if we had remanded like that, we'd have a remand this turn. If we had snap remanded like we wanted to, we'd have remand this turn. And that would be a little bit better than the situation we have right now, because they don't get to cast anything. We have remand, and Snapcaster's still in play. Interesting. They're going Foothills. Maybe that's a misclick. So I guess maybe they've decided they want to do the Gavany plan, and they didn't think they'd be able to resolve a company, which is a good evaluation on their part. Yeah. Whoop. We do attack. This isn't doing anything else. Sure, I'm fine with that. It does put an Eternal Witness into their graveyard if they want to start Eternal Witnessing, but if they want to start doing that, we're very fine with it because of our Scorn action. Knight of the Reliquary, huh? Currently, let's see. They play a land? Okay, so they did play a land. Yeah, no, I think we let this resolve. So it's a 3, about to be a 4. Not the end of the world, considering we have Electrolyze and we block. We just can't, at this situation, since we used our Snapcaster very poorly, we can't afford to Scorn something. Oh my god, what a draw. We can't afford to Scorn something that isn't... yeah, I think we just get rid of this. That isn't a path at this point, or something more nefarious than a path. So, yeah, 2 here. That's 3, and then we draw a card, which will be 4. Because they didn't float mana, we know they don't have a Cryptic Command, so I'm not worried about it. And yeah, opponent concedes. So we had, yet again, you untap with Niv-Mizzet. Great things tend to happen with this deck. We had just enough, even though we played that Snapcaster poorly. Just a misclick on my part. We had Anger of the Gods, which was going to draw us cards and get rid of their entire board. We had Electrolyze, which is what? 1, 2, 3, 4 damage and 2 cards. Pretty awesome. We would have drawn into Remand, like had to Silumgar Scorn backup. Like I said, these blue-red decks in general, almost no matter how you build them, tend to be fairly decent against green-white. But it's turbo decent, if not incredibly amazing, when you have a Niv-Mizzet. Praise be to the bee farm. Let's get in for another round. And here we are for round... Oh, have this... Yeah, let's remove that. Yeah. Oh, focus, focus. All right, we're good. Here we are for round 3 with the old Niv-Mizzet town. We're on the play, and we are... We are keeping this hand with 2 ops. 22 land deck, once again failing us, but that's okay. We will prevail. I'll keep that. Boop. Hand's great besides, and you know, that's why it's one of the reasons we're running 8 cantrips. Ooh, Sheevan Reef, we're playing against Storm. Oh, never mind. I spoke too soon. Sorry, gang. Sorry, hope I didn't get anyone's jimmies rustled. Anyone excited about playing against Storm, if there is such a person. I do like playing against Storm. We'll keep that land too. All right, we drew out of it. Didn't even need the ops. Those were our literal next 2 draws. Sorry, got some phone notifications. Ooh, they got the cool Serum Visions. Think you're all cool over there, Mr. Delver player? Well, how you gonna deal with Niv-Mizzet? Parun. What's a Parun anyways? I don't know. Do you know? Is it even pronounced Parun? Is it Parun? Oh, I almost spit everywhere. That I was not expecting. Snapcaster. Shnikes. Against this deck, they might have counterspells. I guess I'm going to shock anyways, because they'll likely not have 2 counterspells for my Snapcaster coming in to block and my Lightning Bolt to bolt. But maybe they do. They know we have Snapcaster in hand. All right, we drew Fumarole. So this is greedy. I'm not going to lie. So I'm expecting a counterspell here? No? Okay. I'm going to move to block. Ooh, now they have the counterspell. So yeah, looks like we're getting max punished here. Oh, they don't. Okay, sweet. I was going to move to block just to make sure we had the block, and then I was going to bolt. Okay. Well, this would be good for our opponent, except... yeah, we're going to hold up Snap Opt too. So that was great. Or Snap Bolt. Pretty much against Delver, that's exactly what we want to be doing. I have not seen Goblin Guide in Delver since the Treasure Cruise days, and even then, that was usually a Swift Spear. So, kudos to opponent for trying to innovate here. There's a Swift Spear. Mutagenic Growth blows us out here, but we are going for this. I guess it doesn't blow us out because we are going to block. Get that good island. Good island, good vibes. All right, Bolt. Coming at ya. Block. And then we bolt. And then we bolt. The pause makes me feel like I correctly guessed there's a mutagenic growth. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's exactly, this is exactly 5. There's the mutagenic growth. But it will do you no good unless you have another one. They do not. All right. Yes, yes, friends, I have played against and played with mutagenic growth a whole lot. Worst thing that can happen here is they play a creature that I can't deal with. The best thing that can happen is that we just untap and play Niv-Mizzet next turn and win the game. We will not. So that's what I'm doing. We could have held up Cryptic, but I don't think we're in danger of losing here. Now, if they have Swift Spear, mutagenic growth, and a Teamer Battle Rage, that would do it, right? But thankfully, they no longer have the mana, so they also now need a Simian Spirit Guide. Okay, this should tidily wrap up this game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take 2. No, we're not gonna. We're gonna play conservative. I can't wait to read. Andrew Tier Fun plays conservative yet again in the comments. It's pretty much my most common thing to say, but that's fine. When you're ahead, well, at least when I'm ahead, ideally, I like to play in a manner that minimizes my chance of losing rather than maximizes my chance of winning. When I'm behind, I do the opposite. At least ideally, I try to. I'm sure you can point out oh no! I'm sure you can point out numerous situations where I have not done that. Okay, well, all right. 3. Red. But I'm talking ideals. We're talking ideals here. All right. This is outside of bolt, snap, bolt, or just 2 bolts in hand. There's no way for them to deal with this besides vapor snagging forever and ever. Guide, sure. Now they vapor snag again. If they attack, they have lightning bolt. Ooh, looks like they might not. Nah, I think they do. There's no reason for us to block anyways. We have a remand coming, sweet. This will deal 2 damage. With the Niv-Mizzet on the battlefield, opt is Fork Bolt. plus drawing 2 cards. Opt itself draws a card. The Niv-Mizzet trigger draws a card. Yeah, that's more card draws. So this game's wrapped up. Concede? Sweet, opponent's not conceding. We get to do it. I love it. I really do love winning with Niv. It's a lot of clicks, but it's very satisfying. We'll get rid of Snapcaster Mage. Don't even need Snapcaster Mage here. Ideally, if we're playing this turn, ideally we Serum Visions first, then we draw into that Sarkhan. All right, opponent's going to concede here. Please don't. No one lets you just, very rarely do people let you just Niv them out. They're like, all right, they've had enough. Which, kudos. I mean, fair enough, right? So Niv's great against this deck. Karanos is great. Scorn is probably great too. Anger of the Gods we should probably bring in. All right, so we're not going to bring in Scorn. We are going to bring in Anger. We're going to go down on Ancestral Visions and I guess bring in 2 Scorns. Just as a force spike. Or ideally what's going to end up happening is it'll be a late game counterspell. I don't think I want to change anything else. And let's do it. Yeah, this is fine. Not exciting, but fine. 2 Cryptics and a way to come back from what? Oh, opponent mulligan to 4. Okay, well, looks like we probably won't have to come back from too much of a deficit, but we do have a way to do it. Oh, okay, good. I thought opponent was going to skip their turn. So now we got the 4th land. We don't need any more lands. We'll draw them naturally. I'm going to be greedy and top this. The worst thing that can happen to us here is they play a Delver and a land and then pass, and then they spell pierce our Anger of the Gods. But they didn't play a land, so they're 1 land behind. We're definitely remanding anything this turn. I'm sure. What do you reveal, Delver? Opt. Hoping they opt here. This is the literal only time, not the literal only time, but one of the very few times in life I will ever remand a cantrip. So now they have to cast it. Yep. If they held it up, to me that would say they have an answer, like counterspell. If they held up the mana rather than casting the opt. It's the only reason I cast it. That's what I'm getting at. I'm trying to tap them down so this Anger of the Gods is a 1-for-1 removal spell. So they bottomed with their opt too. Ooh. I forgot about mutagenic growth. Okay. So now we're at the point of the game where I think we have to unsummon this on their next turn. We're going to bolt. So if they have another mutagenic growth, they get us. Sure. That's one less mutagenic growth for our face, though. So now we're down to 11, 2 cards in hand. Yeah, snap bolt. See if you got one. Another mutagenic growth? Okay, we did it. All right. So now we're in that good place where we just get to untap with Niv-Mizzet and our opponent has 2 cards in hand. It was getting scary there. Serum Visions. I say this a lot, but I hardly ever think about it too much, but I don't see us losing from here. There are cards that can kill us. And a counter, well, not a counter spell actually. Harvest Pyre, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Harvest Pyre will do it. I don't think I want to go to 8. Yeah, I'm not going to go to 8. Not with 2 Cryptics in hand and a Snapcaster. Let this resolve. Yeah, we almost got max punish for being aggressive with the remand. I don't want to say greedy. Yeah, we'll counter draw. This will bring out their last card if they have a counter spell, which means we can safely play Niv-Mizzet. Okay, well, we get to safely play him anyways. All right. How do you spell GG, children? GG. I think we're going to play another one after this. I really want to try to find someone playing blue-white control. That's the one matchup I have not played yet, and I really want to see this deck against it. It's hard for me to... Because that is still a big player in the metagame. It's hard for me to be like, this is great, you should play it, you should innovate on this too, when I haven't played against blue-white. But against any other archetype, I felt very good with the deck. I still think there's room for improvement. Slag Storm. Sure, I'll draw a card here. So they likely have a Bolt in hand. But that's their last card. So we get to draw 2 cards, deal them 2 damage. Boop. We have Snapcaster Mage and Cryptic Command and a Scorn. And they have 0 cards in hand, and we're at 10 life. So I'm feeling pretty good. Though they did find a way to deal with Niv-Mizzet, which is hard for Red to do, so we'll give kudos to them. Kudos. Yeah, we'll let this resolve. I really wanted to Scorn it, but it's not a hard counter. They put a card on top, so ooh, Mutavault. Yeah. Let's just wait. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. So Snapcaster, yeah, Electrolyze. We'll just win the game. At least we get them to get rid of their Mutavault, if not win the game. Really, we're banking on drawing another burn spell. Okay, there it is. This is a little rub-ins, actually. I should have done this. I should have done this main phase. I forgot they didn't have any cards in hand. Yeah, sorry, Ben 30. I should have done this earlier. This is a little I don't know, what's the word? Not very nice, not very courteous. That's the word. Like in paper, no, he was or they were polite. In paper, let's put a GG on them. I would just say, I would just bolt. Anyways, let's get another match in. Hopefully, fingers crossed for blue-white control. Actually, I might try to hunt for blue-white control, not record my next match I play. I think that's what I'll do. I'm gonna play a couple of matches, and or maybe I should record them anyways. Nah, we'll try to find a blue-white control player on these next couple of matches, and if the next one isn't blue-white control, I'll record the one after that because I don't have infinite time to record. Anyways, let's get in. And here we are for the probably final round. We'll see if this is a blue-white control or not, but I think this will probably be the final round. Last person we played against was not blue-white control. This is mono red. Ooh. I don't like that. I don't like Mountain Pass. I guess it's better than Mountain Goblin Guide with this current hand. Ooh, they didn't have anything. Okay. I will be very upset. In fact, I 100% should have played this Scalding Tarn. So fetch for Island. Okay. Thankfully this looks to just be the either a weird dredge list or the one of the mono red Phoenix lists. Which is another matchup I like. I like Niv against those decks. I like it very much. I want to remand this, but I'm not going to. We are just going to throw out a Snapcaster Mage, though. We need to start applying that P. P for pressure. I'm out of coffee. Oh, that was kind of cold, too. Oh. So opponent has an interesting position, apparently. Hands stacked. Don't know what to discard. That's the hardest part about playing Faithless Looting sometimes. You know? You're like, oh, my hand's too good. Oh, well, 2 mountains. I don't know why that was hard. Ritual. Sure. We're going to remand whatever this is. We're not remanding that. Though I suppose we should have. The thing is, they can just, if we'd remanded it, they can just recast it. I'm sure in their hand it's 2 Phoenixes or something. That's my read anyways. If it's just 1 Phoenix, we can manage because of the Electrolyze. We do need to start drawing something, though, if it's 2 Phoenixes. If it's 2 Phoenixes, we're in trouble. It's no Phoenixes. I love that. So we're going to let this first temper resolve, and then when they go to cast the second one, we'll remand it. All right, that'll be fine. Or does that go to their hand? Yeah, I guess we'll just eat it then. I'm not 100% sure how Madness, when you do cast it for its Madness cost or put it in the graveyard. Yeah, that would have went back to their hand, I'm pretty sure. So remanding that would have been pretty negative value, especially when they have 2 Faithless Lootings in the graveyard already. Another Snapcaster Mage. A little snap heavy. Playing Sarkhan here is a consideration, but I'm not going to do it because I'm afraid of taking more damage than I already have. If we draw a Lightning Bolt off this remand, I will change my thought. Really hoping they just go to Flashback Eluding. This is definitely that mono red Phoenix list or mono red Kiln Fiend. Kiln Fiend? Nah, Steamkin. Swift Spear. Lame. Okay. So we can get rid of the Swift Spear here. They're obviously just going to Faithless Looting, so I think I'm actually going to let this resolve. If they have a Faithless Looting in hand, this is the wrong move. If they're good to flashback, I don't mind this. But just making my decision based off of the cards I see, I think... Oh, wow. Well, glad we have Remand, but that's not going to keep it at bay for a while. Forever. Next turn we Snap Remand. I think we got to hold back Snapcaster Mage just to absorb some damage. Well, no, we will. Because they didn't have a land last turn. I'm pretty sure they were on the play. Okay. Sure. So, Snapcaster Mage targeting Remand. They're not likely to attack in. Well, I guess they can just cast it again, can't they? But that's the best we can do. Keranos. Okay, I like that. I like Keranos a lot. That was probably our single best draw there. All right, they've got Insult Injury in the graveyard, 3 new cards in hand. Hopefully none of them are lightning bolts. It looks like none of them are lightning bolts. Don't love this, but we need to protect this house. Ooh! If we had a bolt in hand, I would get greedy, but I do not. Yeah. All right. So we got Keranos down. Oh, apparently it's a glitch on the other side. So opponent sees both of my Snapcaster Mages on their battlefield. I'm letting them know that I will not be using them. A, because I can't see them. Ooh, that's pretty good. If they draw land, if they draw a way to get this Phoenix into the battlefield, I think we're just dead. Like Ritual 1 mana spell, Ritual. Looks like they didn't, and I think we're in the clear here. If I draw an untapped mana source, I might just play Niv-Mizzet. Opponent could Faithless Looting here? Alright, so I don't think we're going to do that now. We're just going to go for 2. There's a small chance they have... There was a small chance they had a way to trigger to punish my Electrolyze if I went 1-1. And that 1 mana... Ooh, they did have something. I think we have to remand this. Oh, I have 6. That's so bad. So, no, we let them draw 3. All right. Niv-Mizzet next turn is great. Swift Spear resolves. That resolves 2. Another Arclight Phoenix. So if they cast a 3rd spell this turn, we are pretty much toast. Okay. So we will instead remand that and just rely on the heart of the cards here. If they have a 1 mana, I think they played a land this turn, right? I don't know if they did. But if they hadn't and they played a land and they had something, okay, well, we draw a card, dang it. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess we Niv-Mizzet. Do our parent thing. Ooh, do we attack? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We do not. But I'm feeling a lot better now that now that we have 2 blockers. I always forget about that. Even though I talk about it in my deck tag, it almost always surprises me. But that's why we're running Keranos and not Ral-Z, because of this exact situation. We'll do 1 there. So they're likely going to be able to bring back their Arclights this turn. We just need, I think we've got enough. I think we do have enough burn and blockers. Well, actually, I don't know about that. This should be going dome because there's no way we're going to outpace it. So if they have a single, let's see, if they have a single 1 mana spell, it's likely to be a burn spell anyway, so we're dead. Then they bring back 1, 2, 3 Phoenixes. And we can only block 1. We can kill the other one, deal 3. Okay, Phoenixes are coming back. Yeah, I think we've lost. If it was 2 Phoenixes, we could maybe do it. Oh, now we've definitely lost. Three Phoenixes, yep. So we can get rid of one of them. I guess, what does this do, huh? Lightning Bolt gets rid of one, pings the other one. I guess that's fine. We were just 1 mana short. See if they attack all out. I'm sure they will. Yep. Got us. We were literal 1 mana away. Oh, that sucks. But we have a sideboard. These are great. These are great. Scorn is pretty dang good too. So cards I'm thinking about that I don't typically think about getting rid of. Scorn. Maybe Scorn just straight up over remand. Countering spells is actually not the big... Scorn is great as an answer to their draw, their Reveler. That's about it. I don't think we're too concerned about Reveler. I really do want to keep up with the Ancestral Vision, but I think it's probably a bit too slow. And Electrolyze itself, I think, can go bye-bye as well. It does just straight up remove a Reveler, but we have Cryptic commands. I guess we could go down on Cryptic. No, I like this. Cryptic is good. especially on the play. On the draw, we might switch over to Electrolyzes. We'll keep it. Not a thoroughly exciting hand, but we have a Ravenous Trap, which is always great. We'll lead on Polluted Delta. We're not fetching, though. All right, if they bin 2 Phoenixes, we will Ravenous Trap. Otherwise, we're not going to. One Phoenix. Not worried about it. Do I play the Snapcaster here? I think we wait. I really don't want to fetch. Morphos for 1. First spell, I mean. Because we don't have a Bolt, I'm definitely going to be getting rid of this Phoenix here. Yoop. So let's hope they were just very reliant on that one Phoenix. Okay, well, once again, we're having trouble drawing lands. Steamkin, we do have to bolt here. We paid the iron price there. Oh, and then we draw land. Sweet. So we have another snap bolt here. I'd love to refrigerator making some noise. Oh no, that's a bad one. We can thankfully Cryptic Command that away. I think we're just going aggro here. Boom, very good. Feeling awesome right now. Opponent has nothing? All right. They can crack it, but I'll deal with that. I'm okay with that. It means we're down to Snapcaster, but that's not how we were going to win anyways. Ooh, this is going to be close. So opponent probably holding up risk factor. Oh, just Fiery Temper, sure. Any burn spell that doesn't go to my dome is a-okay by me. Yeah, we're just slamming Keranos here. Unless they've been sandbagging Phoenixes and ways to get them into the graveyard. I'm feeling, yeah, this is a-okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... 6 mana in total. And we get to attack? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. The risk here is that we do give them 1 turn. 1 turn only. If they can't kill us this turn, we live. And they also can't cast a lot of spells because Niv-Mizzet will punish them. So I think I like our odds. They need to have 4 burn spells in hand. They need to have all 4 of their lightning bolts in hand, otherwise we win. Niv-Mizzet. Ooh. Arc-like Phoenix, sure. Block. 3 damage to you. 1 damage to you. Good gravy, good gravy. And we got there. All right. So do we want to switch anything up? I think we do need to keep Cryptic in, even though I do like Electrolyze on the draw, just because of that Shrine of Burning Rage, which is very good against us. We don't have straight up answers to artifacts. Our answers to artifacts is not letting them resolve or unsummoning them. Do I want to bring in the Scorn? Scorn instead of Snapcaster Mage? Go real reactive? We could also trim Sarkhan. Sarkhan's not the best here. It does enable a quicker Niv-Mizzet. Yeah, I think we're going to keep it as is. I think we can mulligan this. Yeah, this hand's a lot better. We'll keep that. Post board, I like mulliganing at least once if you don't have one of your 7 hate cards in hand. Especially when that hand, like if we had a Lightning Bolt or, I don't know, a Remand instead of a Cryptic, I might have... Wow. Opponent F2 or F6 to pass past their attack step. Oh, that's unfortunate. Magic Online happens. So we're at 19 here. I'm going to keep that for the viewers at home. Got Funeral Pass. This is one of those hands where we might actually not Ravenous Trap right away. Interesting. Ritual. So they're going to try to hit me for a bunch here with Monastery Swift Spear. Risk factor. Do we just let them draw cards here? I wonder. I think we can afford... Let's see, 7 puts us to 13. I think we do just let them draw... No, let's just take 4. They do crack us for 7 this turn. And we've drawn nothing but lands. So it is a little risky. Considering we have ways to both deal with their graveyard and their board, that might have been the move there to let them draw cards. I don't know. Faithless Looting. Oh, this is awesome. So now we don't have to worry about the other half of risk factor. One Arc like Phoenix, which means they're probably going to go for it here. Lava Spike. Okay. I mean, that's good. The last card in hand, though, what is it? Lightning Bolt? Okay. All right, so we're at 2. We're at 3. Not a great place to be. But opponent is top decking. We do have to go to 1, or sorry, 2. Opponent's deck is full of lightning bolts. So I don't love our spot. They just have to rip 1 bolt. Not there. If they have a bolt, Remand will not save us anyways. They can also rip a haste creature here. We need the Sarkhan to find us something and fast. Okay, that's something. That's very good. Untap. Let us untap. Please, 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 please. Yes. All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay. Two mana. That's great. Yeah, we'll let it resolve. Reason not to let it resolve, they could just draw into a lightning bolt. God, this is so tense. Steamkin, sure, that's fine. Four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, I miscounted. Remain's not helping us anyways. We're just gonna go in. That's unfortunate. Don't drop Bolt. I guess Bolt kills us. Don't draw Fiery Temper. Oh, please. Looks like they have it. They're casting something. Oh, don't be dead. I want to win this game. Yes. Okay, 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 okay. Okay, we're getting closer. Top, top. Okay, let them draw anything but actual lightning bolt. Yes, this is great. We're doing it. Oh, I cannot believe we're doing this. If they have lightning bolt in hand, this was very well played by them. I should have just opted. That was bad by me. Oh, we did it. We did it. Oh, I'm literally shaking. Yes, and we drew Cryptic. Ah, I feel great. Oh, what a game. Niv-Mizzet. Niv-Mizzet. Oh my god, I can't believe we did it. Oh, one part coffee, one part insanity. Ooh. We're going to end on that one because I don't think I could. I literally don't think my heart could take another game. I get way too hyped up. I get way too hyped up. I don't always show it. At least I think I don't always show it. But my god, my heart is. I'm definitely over 100 beats per minute here. Anyways, that, my friends, my lovely, lovely internet friends, was Niv-Mizzet in Modern. We're a little bit of a dog against Burn, straight up Burn. I still haven't played against Blue-White Control. Any deck with 4 Snapcaster Mages and 4 Paths, I think is going to be a little bit hard for us. So I think what I might try going forward, maybe trying to squeeze in a few, I don't know, even just like a few Pian Kieran. Sorry, my heart's still absolutely pounding. We could even go for another Keranos, I suppose. Though if we run more Keranoses, I almost think we'd want to, in an ideal world, run a Cavern of Souls or 2, because we would need this to resolve, obviously. and this isn't the best against blue-white control because they also have answers to it in the form of detention sphere, etc. But I still think it's an okay strategy to Ancestral Vision our way into more Niv-Mizzet and just pray they don't draw all of their paths, or 2 paths and 2 Snapcasters, I suppose. And we can still win with Sarkhan. Like, those games, blue-white control, I predict, I have not played against it yet, I predict will go very long. We might deck ourselves. So we might still need something against blue-white control, but I think against the field, besides Burn, which I think we're a dog to, even though we have 4 Silumgar Scorn, 4 Cryptics, 4 Remands, I think any deck relying on a 6-drop to win you the game or a 5-drop to win you the game and doesn't have more early counter spells, I think it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. We might have to put some dispels in there. Like I said, the sideboard isn't perfect, but I'm happy with everything. And I think if you got to be a dog against Burn, then so be it. If we're great against everything else, because I think against creature-based matchups, we're A++. I think I have been so far. We've got game against Dredge, even game 1 with 4 cryptic commands and 1 anger. We just have to stave off an early aggressive Dredge. Dredge can always beat you if they get, especially now with creeping chill or crippling chill. They can beat you if they get on the battlefield early, any way you slice it. Ravenous Trap's phenomenal against Dredge, so are the Anger of the Gods. So I like us post board against it. Ravenous Trap is also just, I think it's just in a phenomenal spot right now, and it is my graveyard hate of choice if you're going to run in most decks. Some decks you might want Surgical more, but I think in general you want to run 4 Ravenouses before you run your first Surgical. That's just me for the decks that I play. If you've got land destruction and you're trying to Surgical out Tron, or if you're running more Mill, you probably want to run, heck, even main deck Surgicals. But I think Ravenous Trap is severely undervalued as a graveyard hate in Modern. And especially with all these Arclight Phoenix decks running around these days, Ravenous Trap is amazing. It's really amazing. It's a great card. It's single-handed. It's activated by Faithless Looting every single time. So I think if you're on a budget especially, this card, you will be very happy you're running it. Obviously, in some situations, Surgical's better. But yeah, in general, I'm happy. If you guys can think of anything besides like an alternate win con that is a little stronger against Path. But even with like Bolt Snap Bolt, I mean, they're not always going to have the ideal hand, and we do have Cryptic commands. So I don't know. It might. I'm afraid of blue-white control, but it might just be. I'm afraid of nothing, basically. Just it's a matchup I still want to test. This still gets the Tier Fun stamp of approval. Pop right there. Love playing this deck. It's a bit more Tier Fun than the last couple of lists I've been playing, but I think it's pretty awesome. It's kind of reminiscent of Splinter Twin in that we're playing a lot of cards that Splinter Twin played. In fact, like Ancestral Vision plus Niv-Mizzet, that's let's just say that's Twin plus, I don't know, these are your Pestermites. Keranos, just a one-off. Like, if you just think of these as all Twin cards, the rest of the deck, I guess they weren't running Opt because it wasn't around, but the rest of the deck is very reminiscent of Twin. And like Twin, if you untap with a Pestermite, or in this case, a Niv-Mizzet, you're very favored to win the game in all but the worst situations. So if you like having fun, if you like playing interactive Magic, I recommend this deck very highly. It's a lot of fun. I need to test it more before I'm like, yeah, this is the next big thing for competitive Magic. But it's definitely a whole lot of fun, per usual, as with most of the decks I play at Friday Night Magic. And I think it can hold its own in some metagames, especially if you're playing, again, in a creature-heavy based metagame. Or if you're playing against Mono Blue Tron, please, if you have a friend who loves Mono Blue Tron, please sleeve this up against them and let me know in the comments how it goes. I played against, like I said, I think I said earlier, I played against Mono Blue Tron, and it was just LOL with Niv-Mizzet. So much fun. So much fun. I guess that's it for today. I think I'm a day late uploading this, but better late than never. Hope you guys are having a lovely day out there in internet land, and I'll see you in the next upload. Bon voyage. Enjoy. Have fun. Good weekend. Good day. Yeah. Oh, man. That Arclight match was so good.